Welcome to Rewriting League's Lore Part C, setting focusing on Noxus this time. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm tired of waiting for more of League of Legends stories, and I want to try to create a new multiverse of Riot's champions and setting and all that good stuff. It's my first go at it. I was hoping for the community to help me. I have a part 0 that goes more in depth. These part A through D series are mainly just brainstorming sessions with whoever's watching it to try to get more ideas before the story starts to get going and things kind of get set in stone a little bit. So I want to talk a little bit about Noxus today. So it's a very high conquering society. I think just generally speaking, not too much to actually change about it. I think the Coliseum is really good. I think the environment is extremely unique and it makes sense. Hands and coups happen hand in hand and the society still lives. And I love just kind of the crazy bland structures, because you look at the all white of Demacia and then you look at Noxus, you would expect it's the same thing but gray, but somehow it feels like dirtier. Well, obviously it's going to look feels dirtier, but anyways, it's perfect for a conquering state that has conquered like so much of the territory, in all honesty. So there's not too much I really want to change about the culture, right? I think just the conquering culture by itself is really good. The first thing I want to change is the Triferics, I think it's what it's called, right? You have Darius and Swain, those are the core, and then you have the Faceless one, and I think Legends of Terra kind of hint that that's LeBlanc. I would like to change that to Vladimir, and the reason for that is I think it would be cool if the coup started and Swain called in the favor of Vlad, and Darius is away. So Swain pretty much does the coup with Darius, and then he brings the two in to start making key decisions to kind of get Noxus going on a new and better direction. And then Swain finds out that Vladimir is also a part of the Black Rose, and he's mad because he didn't want LeBlanc because she's the Black Rose. So that would be a fun little twist, little change, a little betrayal, and I don't know. I think that would be better because I think Vladimir is a little bit more coy than LeBlanc is. LeBlanc's a little bit more tactical, so Swain doesn't want her near him, but now he has Vladimir. So I think that would be a fun little shift, and it's a little bit more insight and definitive of what the council actually is. The next change is not only just the Demacia invasion that happened for Demacia just attacked Noxus, and that's how J4 got captured, escaped, met Shyvana, all that fun stuff. But what I really want to tackle is Darius's role, right? I think Darius leads the elite of the Noxus Empire, but also just their general military tactics. As Swain has a huge say in that as well, and typically Darius and him aligns. Swain is also just in charge of just general direction of Noxus. So Darius's pull with the military is huge. I don't want Darius to be like Garen, where Garen's like, I am Demacia all the way. Darius is just, I want Noxus to be successful, but I hate the current Noxus. I hate every version of Noxus, right? He's been betrayed, but he's been burned by Noxus several times. And so I think changing that outlook of the culture a little bit different, where you have the main military general battling the Noxus king or whatever he's called, as well as Vladimir not liking the other two and the other two not liking him, right? But you need all three of these to work together just to have Noxus function at the current height of its power. So that's a little bit of a culture shift I want to do. The invasion is actually because of Swain, and then Darius has to take care of it, and then Vladimir has to raise money. And so that's why the key shift happens, is Swain is playing games, and it's backfiring hard, so the other two are really debating on what they should be doing. So next is Swain in general. Swain has his own network of people, right? Just like Darius has his own people. I want Swain to not be this lone general, but he to have his own network. Not his own Black Rose, But, he has his demon crows and that whole network. I think that's great, but he needs people on the ground. He tries to use Darius as much as he can, and typically their views align when it comes to battle. But I think it would be really good to have his own spy network battling with LeBlanc's spy network and just drama that ensues from there. A good example of this is something that would happen at like Progress Day, right? All the way back in the day. Maybe a present day Progress Day where you have two Noxus spies battling each other and they both get compromised and they ruin a Piltover event, causing more tensions in the region. That's currently my idea. Next is Katarina is a double agent. And I think it'd be cool if she does end up working with the Black Rose because her sister is there, but she's also working for Swain. But instead of knowing who she's working for at all, there's also the little like Garen love twist that I would like to work in eventually in the story. And so she basically just becomes this mesh of who knows what side she's on. And so every story with Katarina should have its ups and downs where she's helping everybody, but what she's willing to give ground on for one person to get more benefit out of what she's doing is very debatable. So for example, she's doing a job for Black Rose. She's telling Swain everything that's going on. Does she complete the mission or is the mission a failure? And if it's against Demacia, is she gonna just carry it out or fail just because she doesn't want to hurt Demacia, right? And so all these relationships that Katarina is building and all these conflicts, it would be really cool. It'd be very similar to a Spider-Man-like situation where it's like, do I become a hero or do I focus on being a student? But then everyone else suffers. But if I do that, then all my people I like about suffers, right? And that's kind of a cool, interesting variation of the story that I think how the size of Katarina's character and how much people know about her, I think it would be really interesting. Lastly, is Mordekaiser is not like the final threat, right? Just definitively, I just want to say that, right? Maybe people debate and they're like, no, no. Like, he has to be the final threat. But hear me out. If the Shadow Isles is not the biggest threat, then I don't think Mordekaiser is a bigger threat than Viego, right? I think I put both of those very closely, especially with the scope of the Shadow Isles and how much that fluctuated the land and having a bunch of people go into the freaking Architects of Light or whatever. I don't know. Sentinels of Light. Like pulling all these champions to Sentinel Light, having all these people transform the Shadow Isle version of themselves, right? Like, to me, I don't think Mordekaiser is a bigger threat than that, but I think he is pretty much on the same scale. Like, he comes out with his own shadow army, very solo level like character to me, where he's just resurrecting his own army and just fighting from the grave, just an undead threat. I think, it'd be a really cool story, but I don't think it's a Runeterra, everyone chimes in kind of story. I think stuff like that should be void-based, and I even think that Mordekaiser should be handled within Noxus. So the Black Rose is preparing for this. They should be ready. There should be people on the way to handle this threat. I don't think everyone should be involved, but maybe the aftermath, everyone gets involved and starts taking bits and pieces out of Noxus. But that is what I'm thinking. That's what I think I would take out of Noxus. But if you have any thoughts, if you have any opinions, please let me know in the comment section below. Once again, this is just supposed to be a brainstorming session. I'm just kind of bouncing ideas off of whoever is watching. Nothing is final. So please let me know. Until next time. Peace.